Hello. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Please log in right now. We've already started. Yeah. Great. Thanks.
ये देख कितने पार्टिसिपेंट देख नव्या बीहिमा बिंदु ललिता देवी सभा तू क्या कर रही है? तूने क्यों उसको दबाया?
Good afternoon, everybody.
अच्छा अच्छा हाँ रमा देवी जी
अतुल जी
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Chima sir.
गुड आफ्टरनून मैम
How are you, sir?
I'm good, great, thank you.
रमा जी ऐसा
Ramaji also join. We have to wait 5 to 10 minutes. Camera on कर दे speaker बंद कर। Good afternoon, ma'am. We'll call after. Join the call after 5 to 10 minutes. Few people are going to remain the join.
Yeah, we can continue with the conversation. So we got quite a few new people who come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon all. Thanks for joining. My name is Neelam Khanna and today I am co-hosting the sessions of CEO Talk. We have to wait to few to 10 minutes for another people to join our CEO Talks. So, very good afternoon, Rama ma'am. Can you hear me, ma'am? Hello. अतुल जी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ जी आ रही है. Ma'am, I think Rama ma'am, she's not there right now. She may be dropped off. Yeah.
Okay.
So, ma'am, can you please put your video on?
Definitely, I know.
Yeah, great. Let us have a quick round of introduction as we start. Rama ma'am is back again. Yeah.
So start from yourself, sir. First, you just introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
अभी अपने सबको कह दो कि
So good afternoon, everybody. It's really a pleasure to host this talk once again. And my name is Atul Puri. I am the founder of eGrowth, and I'm also the chief curator of the CEO Talks. As you know, on Thursdays, we have women entrepreneurs who are speaking. Today we've got Neelam, who's the host, and she's going to be speaking to Mrs. Rama Devi, who's the president and founder of Elite.
Chima sir, please introduce yourself.
My name is Harjinder Singh Chima. I have a company called Chima Boilers Limited. We are making steam boilers. We are from Chandigarh. And my motto is to produce 1,000 odd entrepreneurs. Thank you, ma'am.
मिश्रा सर, आप इंट्रोड्यूस करिए प्लीज।
नमस्कार सभी को नमस्कार। मैं आर.के. मिश्रा, रविंद्र मिश्रा, एक्स गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट, पिछले 37 साल का अनुभव है टेलीकॉम मिनिस्ट्री का, और अभी मैं एक कंपनी का सीईओ हूं जिसका नाम है सैम कॉर्प एडवाइजर। यहाँ हम लोग जितनी भी लाइसेंसिंग एक्टिविटीज होती है या रेगुलेटरी कंप्लायंस होती है टेलीकॉम इंडस्ट्रीज को, उसमें हम कंपनियों की मदद करते हैं, उन लोगों को सर्विस देते हैं लाइसेंस प्रोवाइड करने में या कंप्लायंस में। इसके अलावा टेलीकॉम सर्विसेज से जुड़ी हुई हर सर्विस के बारे में हम उनकी मदद करते हैं जिसको भी जरूरत है। थैंक यू
सर, थैंक्स अ लॉट। I think so Saurabh Khanna is with us.
Thank you. Myself Saurabh Khanna. I am the national head for a company Uniview. We are into IP CCTV business, and today I am really excited to listen to the entrepreneur who is really helping all the women to come up to an independent level. So thanks for joining, and looking forward to hear from Rama Devi ji as well.
Thank you, Saurabh ji. So can we start, Atul ji?
रमा देवी जी आ गई हैं?
जी।
मैं देख नहीं पा रहा हूं उनको, इसलिए उसमें पैनल में एक सेकेंड।
हाँ, वो शायद फिर से ड्रॉप हो गया, हमें थोड़ा वेट करना पड़ेगा।
हाँ,
और
आहूजा सर, आप इंट्रोड्यूस करिए अपने आप को प्लीज।
अनम्यूट नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ। हाँ, हो गया। So I am CA by qualification. I am based out of Noida and I have offices in Delhi and in Bombay. Hello.
हाँ.
Yeah, great. So we've got quite a few new users. There are some of you who are also members of Elite. Can we please hear from you as well? Please introduce yourself while Ramaji joins in again. So we've got Ms. Bindu. Can you please introduce yourself?
I think so.
Ms. Vatsala, Ms. Soumya, can you please introduce yourself? That'll be really great.
कॉल कर लेती हूँ।
And she'll just log in again. Till that time, can we hear something more from the members of ELEAP? We've got quite a few members of ELEAP. I'm sorry, we would not know you in person. So if you can please share something about ELEAP, what is it that you've been doing there, and how has that been helping you all? Welcome, Ms. Sarita. Can you introduce yourself, please? Okay, let's go to Mr. Chima. Mr. Chima, can you please introduce yourself while we are waiting for Ms. Ramadevi? Yeah, please.
I have done.
Okay, you've done. All right, great. Okay. Mrs. Soumya. Soumya, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, Miss Joshna is there. Please, Joshna ji, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, please do that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's hear from Neelam. Neelam, you're the host today. So let us get to know a little bit more about you. What is it that you have been doing, and what is your expectation from today's conversation?
See, my name is Neelam Khanna. I'm working as a psychologist and psychotherapist. Even though I'm working with the industrial area in a corporate level, in a small factory area, small companies, there I conducted some workshops for industrial level to performance management for middle level managers and lower level managers. And as of now, the pandemic situations, I'm doing my clinical psychology practice from my institute, which is in Navi Mumbai. The name of my institute is Divine Educational Training Center. And its training center is actually having HR courses, counseling courses, industrial training workshops, and industrial training courses are there. So all these courses are going as a certified by the Divine, even though I called from many corporate peoples who had faced some problems, achieve their success in their life, so they can motivate and they can guide the newly joined peoples.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. We've got Shravani from ELEAP. Ma'am, can you please tell us what is it that you manage at ELEAP?
Hello.
Shravani? I think Shravani is from...
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, just 2 minutes. Rama madam is coming.
fair enough. Once she comes, we'll definitely, obviously, we'll move on to her. Till that time, you can please tell us what you've been doing in the. You're from the this AIC, right? The
Yeah,
Atal Incubation Center.
yes, sir.
So please tell us about what activities are you doing at the Atal Incubation Center of ELIP?
Yes, sir. Just 2 minutes. I'll just.
Yeah, please. And I think we also have Nikhil with us, who's the in charge of
Yes, sir.
AIC, right?
Yeah, he is the incubation manager of
yeah, please.
Atal Incubation Center, AIC ELIP VHub, sir. It is based by Atal Innovation Mission Niti Aayog.
Right.
We have right now 45 innovative startups with our AIC ELIP VHub, sir. We are into different types of sectors like food processing, biotechnology, biodegradable technology, printing, electronics and engineering, etc. So I request Mr. Nikhil to take over so that he'll explain more detail about our incubation center.
Yeah. Thank you for filling up, Shravani. Yeah, hi Nikhil.
Yeah, hi Atul. Good to be back. I've been to one of these talks a long time ago. I remember probably.
So I know that is why I was able to recognize.
Thank you.
You chose not to speak anything last time.
Yes, because I was presuming Rama was joining, so I couldn't talk.
If you can switch on the video, it will be really great.
Madam would chip in actually.
Yeah, whenever she comes in, we'll move on. Till that time, let us hear more about ELIP, because see, ELIP is a very interesting organization. You've been working with women. You also manage one industrial estate. You also have Atal Incubation Center. And 25 years, there is a lot that you've been doing. We want to hear all that during this period. Yeah, Nikhil.
Sure. I'll add just a few points on the incubation part, and Rama Madam would continue.
Yeah, please.
So as you have rightly said, ELIP is Association of Lady Entrepreneurs of India. It was established in 1994. The sole focus of the organization was to promote women entrepreneurship and then make women economically independent so that they can stand on their own feet. We have been working on a lot of projects from Ministry of Skill Development, MSME, MOSPI, Ministry of Textiles, NSDC, National Skill Development Corporation, and a lot of other ministerial agencies, where the initial focus was basically to build self-employment opportunities by providing skill development. So we were giving the skill intervention part for a long time. The Atal Incubation Center was started in 2018, so it is funded by the Atal Innovation Mission from the Niti Aayog. So this is where we basically work on the technological aspects of entrepreneurship. So we do it in two different ways. So one way is basically where we try to source technologies which have been already available within the market. Now, say for example, there are a lot of research organizations who do a lot of research, and then their patents are with NRDC, National Research Development Corporation, which is a Government of India agency. So we try to get technologies from them so that can be commercialized with the women entrepreneurs that are there in our cohorts. The second way that we work is basically through technology-oriented entrepreneurship development. So basically, technologies and various products are actually developed by our own incubators by doing the R&D at our place. And we usually provide the research support, infrastructure support, a bit of funding, patenting, etc., and we support them in all these ways. Apart from that, we have a sister concern called ELIP Credit Guarantee Association. So that's also a 10-15-year-old organization, and we traditionally arrange the debt funding through the ACGA. So the ELIP Credit Guarantee Association is also part of what we call as SLBC, State Level Banking Committee. So these people basically help you get the loans under various government schemes, CGTSME, PMEGP, Startup India, Stand Up India, and few other schemes. So this is brief about what ELIP does.
Really great. So would you recommend anybody else also to speak while we are waiting for Mrs. Ramadevi?
No, I think that should be fine. I mean, Shravani initiated the conversation. Thank you for that. And then I've chipped in few of the details. So we'll just wait for Rama Madam.
Yeah, so let's have a round of introduction from all the other people. And so how long have you been with, Nikhil, how long have you been with ELIP?
I've joined ELIP in February.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm fairly new.
Okay.
Shravani is my senior in ELIP basically. So she's been around for the last 3.5-4 years.
All right. And Shravani, what do you take care of at ELIP?
I think she's on mute. Shravani is basically, Shravani by qualification is a company secretary. So she helps us with mostly in the administration part. And since it's an incubation center, we also deal a bit on the equity side and then the shareholdings, like guiding people as to what can be the probable term sheet, what can be done in that sense. So she dabbles between two different responsibilities, both in terms of administration and in terms of first level contact guidance on equity funding that we try to do at the incubation center.
Wow, that's really great. And I understand you also have an industrial estate, right? Which is probably the only industrial estate in India which is run by women entrepreneurs.
So the one that we are based out of is in Pragati Nagar. It's an area called Pragati Nagar in Hyderabad. So the master plan for that industrial estate was prepared by GIZ, the German Development Corporation. Right. We also now closely work with GIZ as well in helping us develop the industrial parks master plan. Apart from the one that is in Hyderabad, we have another unit, another industrial estate, industrial park that's coming in Telangana. Apart from that, there are 3 other in the pipeline in Andhra Pradesh. So one is in a place called Rajamandri. It's the coastal town basically. There we are coming up on a cluster model sort of a industrial estate with funding from MOFPI, Ministry of Food Processing Industries. Okay. So basically most of the infrastructure that's coming for the industrial park is basically in support with MOFPI. So you have all the Tetra Pak machine, bottling units, filling units, etc., that's all funded by MOFPI. And that will become what we call as a central instrumentation facility where different small to micro and small or probably mid-level entrepreneurs and startups can come and use it on a rotation basis.
Okay, so that is like a common facilities available.
Yeah, it's a common facility.
Okay, exactly. Fantastic. That's really good.
And 2 other are coming in Telangana. So they're sector agnostics. I mean, sorry, not Andhra Pradesh is sector agnostic. So there's one is coming in Visakhapatnam, one in Vijayawada, one in Rajamandri, one is coming up in Nandigama, that's in Telangana, and one already in Telangana is Pragati Nagar Industrial Estate. So we have 5 in total which are on the
That's really awesome. So in these 5, how many entrepreneurs do you engage? How many entrepreneurs are already there?
4 are in the pipeline, as I was saying. The one in Hyderabad, which we currently operate from, I think on all levels, probably small, medium, and a bit of large level, I think we would be having somewhere around 700 to 800 units actually in industrial park. So they work on various things. So the incubation center per se has around 45 entrepreneurs and then probably around 40 companies and 20 different technologies that they're actually working on. But the industrial park on a whole basically has a lot more. And ELIP as a circle, I think basically has a database of around 5,000, 6,000 entrepreneurs, industries, units, innovators, startups. So it's a very large mix of.
I think we have got. Do we have Mrs. Ramadevi who just joined us?
I can't see her on the list.
ELIP India.
Oh yeah, I think then that should be Rama madam. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We have Rama madam online.
Yeah, please.
So I'll go on mute.
Yeah, please, Anji. So Neelam, can you please take over? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Nikki. Very good afternoon, ma'am. It's Neelam Khanna.
Yeah, Neelam. Yeah, hi.
I'm good, ma'am. How are you?
Yeah. Doing good. Staying at home.
Really nice. So now just we are going to start our one-to-one conversations with our other colleagues and other CEO members, right?
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm just going to recite one shloka. Yasya krityam na vignanti shitamushnam bhayam rati samruddhi rasat mridvo so vai panditam uchyate. One whose task is never hindered by cold, heat, fear, love, prosperity or lack of it is really superior. And our today's guest of honor is an ideal role model for these shlokas. Let's have a big round of applause for Mrs. Ramadevi ji. I could not able to hear the round of applause.
Thank you.
My pleasure, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you
so,
for introduction. Yeah.
Mrs. Ramadevi is a co-founder and president of Association of ELIP, which is a lady entrepreneur of India, which has established in first no-profit organizations in the 1993. Has been president for the last 25 years and has shouldered the key responsibility for the development of the organization and uplift of the women entrepreneurs. She has facilitated so many awards, and she have great achievements from Indian Industrial Estate of India, Hyderabad, established a center for entrepreneur of development, and she has so many achievements that I won't be able to list them all. The further info will be provided by Mrs. Ramadevi ji herself. Please introduce you, ma'am, yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Neelam.
My pleasure, ma'am.
It's a nice talking to all of you, maybe growth members. Great opportunity for me, particularly. Let me say that I'm just like any other woman, a housewife, a mother, and also a little bit of successful entrepreneur, I can say. And this is my background. I'm also leading a very, an ecosystem, which we call it ELIP. Being a president, there are a lot of challenges. You know, women coming out of a home and starting something, gathering few women together and convincing them what is there and how to go about it is a very big task. But I enjoy doing it. Really, that gives me a lot of pleasure and wonderful satisfaction. You know, you're doing something in your life. This is what I have achieved. And to tell, a little bit of my background, I'm just, as I mentioned, I feel always very proud to say mother of 3 girls and a very good housewife, I can say. I don't know how to cook, but
excellent. It's very nice, ma'am.
Yeah, but I can manage to get it cooked. So that's my managerial skills, what I have. And when I'm talking about managerial skills, I remember Abdul Kalam, the past our honorable president, what he said, you know, women are great achievers because he said, face to face, he spoke to me. He said, you know, when a woman can manage a kitchen so well, why not she can manage anything in the world? Not only business, but anything in the world. That's what he said.
Really
So
great,
that
great.
I always, that's what I keep remembering, you know, whenever there is some kind of challenge, you know, and I think, why not? Why can't we do this? Nothing is impossible. This is how I move forward. So the initiatives what we have taken are also like replica of all these bold decisions are the inspiration given by a person like Abdul Kalam, you know.
Yeah,
So the credit should go to him, not me. And family, you know, my 3 daughters are 2 are settled in US. One is a colorectal surgeon. One is heading Procter & Gamble as a marketing director.
Wow.
And one daughter is done her post-graduation in information technology, and she's doing some kind of a startup. She's, she started. There's so much opportunity today for youngsters. So I feel going back, you know, my background when we started business, I actually do not have any idea of entrepreneurship at all. I just followed my husband. I just got married at the age of, I think 18 years. And the journey was not easy because he happened to take a sick unit, and I joined him to support him. And I learned a lot nursing the sick person to becoming a healthy person. So that's that taught me a lot of lessons. In fact, it gave me how to manage business even in crisis. This is what we need to learn. If everything is success, you know, you will never learn new things, and there are no challenges in life. Right. So this business, sick business, taught me a lot. During when I was handling my industry, as a partner. There came an opportunity, like I was part of association. I mean, I was part of Federation Chamber of Commerce, Federation Andhra Pradesh Chamber of Commerce as women's wing, and they elected me as president.
Wow,
so
great.
that's how the journey started. That gave me a leadership role, first leadership role in Chamber of Commerce, dominated by male industrialist. Is not a small issue. And it's, I mean, I need to convince so many business experts that we are also there, like we women also can do something in business. It's something like that. So during those various meetings, we formed into a group, about 10 people, 10 women. And finally we thought, we should have our own organization, because it's naturally dominated by male industrialists, and they never used to say that, oh, you go ahead and do this. They always want to say that, why women should do an industry, where is your role in industry? It's something, the mindset is like that.
Yeah,
so we went and few of us started ELIP. That's how the ELIP was born during 1993 with just 10 members, maybe 10 or 15 members. I don't remember exact, but it's Section 8 company. We wanted non-profit. We thought, the difficulties what we faced. Particularly, I faced a lot of difficulties in accessing finance, getting infrastructure, bringing there's no commitment with whoever places order on us. So there is no agreements, nothing, this very business means something very unorganized in those days. So that time, I thought, we should, women, if they want to become economically empowered, the little amount what they want to earn, they should do in a right way, taking the whole lot of support from government and other corporates. And for that, what we need is a platform. So with this objective to motivate women into economic activity, we started this organization, Association Lady Entrepreneurs. In those days it is called Andhra Pradesh, but now we have, because we have grown in a big way. Now it is Association Lady Entrepreneurs of India. So we kept the name ELIP only, because people know ELIP as ELIP only, ELIP. So it's ELIP for women. So their journey started way back 25 years back, and we formulated what are the needs and what are the gaps and how to motivate women are my main objectives. And our vision also is around those objectives. So accordingly, we planned our organization as Section 8 company, non-profit, and we had a board of directors, and they took members. Lucky for us, during that time, the state government came forward, and when we requested government that the then Chief Minister, Sri Vijay Bhaskar Reddy, he was the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. He asked me, what you women are aspiring and what do you want from the government? And then I said, sir, nowhere in India there is an industrial park for women. So I requested him, you should give us an industrial park in Hyderabad. Immediately, I should really, the whole credit should go to him, because he was impressed with this idea, and he encouraged us by allotting 20 acres. Then the next Chief Minister, Chandrababu Naidu, he gave another 10 acres. In 30 acres, he gave us a motivation, so that we all together thought, we can build a wonderful industrial. That was the dream, real dream for many women who joined our ELIP. We want to build a beautiful, wonderful, really an industrial park where women are successfully can run their business.
Great.
So with this, we went ahead and we created this industrial park with the support of state and central government. This is the journey which given us a lot of opportunity, because government also believed in the organization and they supported in a big way. And today, the industrial park has got 160 enterprises providing employment to more than 10,000 people. And this is the first industrial park. We later on created another 2 industrial parks in other parts of this. One in Andhra and one in Telangana. There are almost 3 parks and 3 are in pipeline, exclusive women industrial parks. So then there's no, then the key point came that we have to take care of training for women. Without training, nothing can happen. So then we decided again, we created an institute called Center for Entrepreneur Development Institute. It is called CED, which is again supported by the Ministry MSME.
Wow.
So there we offer a lot of training programs to women. And particularly why it is very important is without training, you cannot be successful. There is no trial and error method like how I did.
Right.
In those days, it was all, try your project. If it is not successful, you become sick, you lose everything, all your property, everything. But today you cannot afford to do that. So there should be a proper systematic training, what we call entrepreneurship development programs, which we offer from this institute, and agri-entrepreneurship programs also for agricultural graduates, we offer them. The young generation need to understand the concept of business properly. So for that, we created this institute, and it is supported by state and central government. Then we thought there are still finance is one big issue. All of us know that women can become very successful entrepreneurs if properly we are financed. But who is going to finance us?
Right.
We are dependent, right?
Right.
Maybe you may not agree, but
no, I agree with you, ma'am. 100%. It's actually fact. It's fact, and we have to accept it as it is.
Yeah. So in that, then we thought, we should have a credit guarantee association. So again, we registered another Elite Credit Guarantee Association under Section 8 company, which provides finance to women entrepreneurs. This is also under the umbrella of Elite only. What I thought is just, when you serve food, you should serve with everything. Like, when you give a platter, you should give everything. Just giving training and sitting and asking them to become an entrepreneur is not enough. So training followed by finance, followed by infrastructure, followed by other facilities like technology transfer, marketing support is what we women require. Specifically, why I'm stressing that we women, because there are certain social predominantly issues like, though we are graduate, postgraduate, there are certain issues which pull us back. So what we need is a push us forward. So that push has been given by Elite, and today we are we are almost 10,000 member base, and we are partnering with the Niti Aayog under Atal Incubation Mission, where we created an incubation center. There are technology transfers happening. There are a lot of startups. It's a wonderful period for young generation now, because under our Honorable Prime Minister Atmanirbhar, he's trying to push young, to move forward into entrepreneurship. Now the government, even the government believes in providing employment is not their work. Providing employment is the job of our people. We need to create employment. We need to become entrepreneurs. This is the way the government is also looking. So there are wonderful schemes available in all ministries. I find everywhere there is an opportunity for an entrepreneurship. Only it is that, you need to have that drive, and you need to have that mindset and confidence, and you should believe in yourself. These are the aspects which you require, and there's a golden period ahead for all these youngsters. So my story, it's not easy to do all this. There's a lot of commitment. I had to put aside my business. I had to take care of Elite, and we have to build up every day, what I call everywhere entrepreneurship. Every day there is an opportunity for Elite today, because it's got the recognition, it's got We are working with most of the international organizations and other. I mean, yesterday I happened to talk to a group of ministers regarding skill development also.
Yeah.
We want to change the skill. What we require skill is the skill which is really, it has nothing to do with your graduation. Even a 10th class passed girl or a boy need to get into employment. This is what I mean skill development means. And engineer should not look for skill. Engineer is an engineer, but even 10th class should have a skilling which will enable them to earn some good income. Income should be generated at the grassroots level, and the rural areas, focus is on rural areas. Why do you say that industry should come in urban areas? Industry should go to rural areas. Why not? When you facilitate, you should facilitate in such a way that there is no people, coming to, urban areas, and everywhere it is a difficult part, staying in urban areas. It's not easy for middle class and lower middle class also. Right. So these aspects government would should take initiatives. And digitalization is another aspect, What we women really require is a confidence and also some kind of technologies. Women need to be introduced to technologies. We cannot say that now it took me some 10 minutes to get into Zoom. But how many can get into that? What they can do? They should have. There's nothing. They don't require engineering. They only need understanding of the technology. That should happen at in a bigger level, even in the grassroots level, for village level and village level women also. So for that, we are trying to reach with the various programs supported by NABARD and SIDBI and other banks also. We want information to reach to the women wherever they are. They should be able to take the opportunities which government is providing. So this is the way we are moving forward. We want to have community-based incubation centers in villages also, so that we provide machinery. So they come there, they make the product, they label it, and they sell in the market after testing. So this is how we want to move ahead. And we are creating industrial parks in villages, not in urban areas, so that employment is generated. I'll give you an example. In my life, a lot of people taught me a lot of lessons. One lady,
please.
She came to me one day. She's just an auto driver's wife. Oh. I just gave her small help, we asked her to open a stationery shop in our industrial park. That lady, after stationery shop, when we are selling our industrial plots like at a nominal price because it's supported by Government of India, she said, I can only pay for 200 yards. I allowed her to pay for 200 yards and encouraged her to take loans from State Finance Corporation. And she took loan from State Finance Corporation. She started a biscuit wafer unit.
Oh my God.
And today she owns, I think, 3-storied building and her own industry, and her 2 daughters are engineers, and she owns 2 cars.
Oh, great. So great.
That's what should happen, for grassroots level. And there is need. Those kind of people need to be motivated and go and get into entrepreneurship, and with the support of government and other corporates who are giving under CSR, they should change their lifestyle. They should have a better standard of living, and they should afford good things in life. This is the main purpose of our organization. And we have really, I can give you n number of stories in this journey of mine. But still, I think we need to do a lot. Together, today morning only we concluded one food processing program. Everybody was talking so much about food processing. There are so many institutions in our country, but we never join together. We never listen to each other. That's the problem. Maybe your platform will give this kind of experience. We'll share the success stories so that we learn from others.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm one person who believes in learning. The process never comes to standstill. Exactly. It should be ongoing process.
Yeah.
So really, you have done a wonderful job of bringing all of us together. So that's nice. And really practically also any information. I mean, if other people who are sharing this forum, they want to ask me, they want to talk to me, I'm here to explain few things. If I don't know the process, but if you accept any questions or anything, I'm there to answer.
Sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. This credit is going to only Atulji only. I'm just doing only my what I am just passionate about my career and all the things, and I have an interest in this field, so that's why I'm just here only. All the credits goes to Atulji. He is the founder, and Atul Puri is with us. So I'm just going to ask you one small question is there. According to you, what is the definition of success in terms of professional and personal life? It's very difficult being a woman to handle the professional life as well as personal life. So please just let me understand.
Being a woman, you should never shed your responsibilities of being a good mother. One thing I think, you're happy if your children are groomed well. I mean, I'm saying groomed well in the sense it's not the riches which makes you happy. It's the quality of life and how they are, the morals which they are brought up is very important. So for that, the whole responsibility lies with mother. Often we hear, saying that, I'll just share you one small, recently I happened to share one platform with one of the youngsters. She was saying, I feel very happy. She's saying we are modern youngsters, modern startups, modern entrepreneurs. My husband shares all the responsibility. Even he changes diaper. Whenever my child cries, he carries her or him on his shoulder and takes care of him. But somehow I didn't like the way she expressed. Maybe you may think that I'm an old-fashioned lady or something. But when a child cries, if mother takes her, the touch itself is different. Do you want to miss that touch? I don't want to shred my responsibility in that aspect. That's not called, something, moving forward. According to me, you are missing something.
Exactly.
I don't want this modern woman to miss that. The touch that child gives you, the happiness whenever you share. Whenever you are doing something for the child, it cannot. We can never compare it with any other happiness.
Exactly.
So this you don't miss. And another thing, when you talk about having, satisfaction is. Helping others is one thing, this generation need to learn. It's not that we are happy, the whole, when your neighbor is not happy, what happiness you derive? The society need to be happy. So whatever you learn, whatever you do, try to share it, including knowledge. When you share your knowledge or when you share your riches with people who cannot afford it or who cannot have it, that gives you wonderful satisfaction, which nothing else can give you. This is another thing which I thought, I wanted to share, because so many of my friends, they asked me, what is that you got so many 25 years of your good life, the young life, whatever you had, you spent on creating something which has nothing, no role for you in future also. I never expected anything out of this, but I have given so much to people. Today, they all treat me like their own family member. That itself, gives me so much strength. I'm so happy doing things for others. This is what I have got. Maybe I may get another building or I may afford another car, but that will not give you this kind of happiness, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If I become very successful, I may have another wonderful house or a car or something, but this giving to others, making them have a good life, giving them the knowledge, and also making them take advantage of all the schemes, hand holding them, supporting them. Those youngsters who doesn't know, they may make a mistake, they always rely on you for support. This gives you a lot of satisfaction.
Yeah, exactly, ma'am. So I think so. Shripad sir having a questions. Shripad sir, आप पूछ सकते हो. If you want to ask, you can ask.
Yeah.
Sir.
No question. I wish to salute, ma'am.
No,
The kind
sir.
of the kind of elaboration she has made. Truly, our woman empowerment mission and initiative is getting diverted to the things which are really not supposed to be, and with taking risk of old timer title, she expressed that what way a woman should look at the development. That is appreciable. The kind of Mother India nature she has expressed here. So hats up to you, ma'am. Would
Thank you.
love to get connected with you, and we really respect the kind of work you are doing. And materialistic happiness and inner happiness, the division you have communicated is beautiful. Thanks,
Yes.
thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. It's a wonderful way of expressing. Actually, that's how I feel.
Ma'am, I would like to ask one question is there. What are the basic requirements for establishing an organization such as ELIP in your perspective?
Mostly, today there are a lot of organizations which are coming forward and they wanted to do some. And first, you need to have a good leader. A leader is with a vision is very important. Leader with a vision. Why I'm saying is you have to have that ethical sense, It's not, this non-profit is not for business, right?
Yeah.
It's a sacrifice. So the attitude is very important. It's a sacrifice. You are going with a vision and objective. And those, you should have those guidelines properly endorsed, so that you never, it should not be questioned by anybody. Today, we are partnering with Niti Aayog. How the credibility of the organization is established. See, I'm transparent. I know. Even today, you can check on my balance sheet online. You can check. So it's that transparency what is required, and you need to convince people that you are there to support. You are there to extend a helping hand. That organization, they should have that called in Hindi, Bharosa. That should come. Then only, the success of the organization depends on all these aspects. Right. Credibility is one of the things which is very important today. And the leader is important. So how you form line, how you do systems in place, not take it for granted. All these are very important, right?
Yeah. What is the idea behind ELIP? What is the idea behind ELIP?
Idea is to empower women economically. Now we made it regional, then national, now international.
Yeah, I read it actually.
We are also partnering with the SAARC countries.
Yeah.
So now we are internationally empowering women into economic activity, whatever they are, wherever they are, we support them in all aspects of transfer of technology, giving them the model projects and giving them, extending them the best practices. What we have done, we are ready to share with anybody in the country and other, wherever they are. Because I am one person who believes, wherever we are women, we have the same issues. Same problems.
Yeah, exactly.
So ELIP can become one of the solution for people abroad also. People in other international, from international background also. So the objective is to empower economically and have a right place. You need to earn at least minimum, the grassroots level women should have at least 10,000 per month, so that she can take care of her family and children. I'm saying again, usually women never spend money on their own self. It goes to the family. So strengthening the family is to empower women economically.
Really great. Great, ma'am. If I would like to write a book on this topic, what are the topics to be covered?
Yeah, naturally, yeah. You know, that's nothing. Every woman has got this kind of ability. It's only that we never bring it out. I think now they are coming out and starting. There are a lot of role models today. We have not only me, I have, so sometimes I'm so impressed with youngsters who are taking bold steps and trying to change the world. They are really change makers, I can say. So we need more change makers in our country, particularly.
How can women join the ELIP?
It's a very simple process. You just we have a website, www.elip.org. There you have an application. You just fill it up and send through and draft, or you can membership can be through bank also, bank transaction. It's only some 1,200 or 1,400 yearly membership.
Okay.
And there is also life membership. And suppose you want industrial parks or anything, we insist on life membership. Place in industrial parks or anything, we insist on life membership.
Great. Really great, ma'am. I think so.
Yeah.
Few questions are there. So I think so. It's any questions from audience?
I'll have a question if there is nobody else.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Ma'am, when you said that you're willing to support other organizations,
yeah,
how is it that other organizations can approach you, and what is the kind of support they can expect from you?
We have association membership in our organization, which associations also can take membership. It's not, we have three kinds of membership: individual, institutional, and associations. Like there are other associations who are part, like Bihar Association is part of ELIP, like that. But what we do is we never take up projects pertaining to other states. We just enable our partner association to do the projects, because one thing I believe, local is very important. So having your own organization locally is important. So ELIP only facilitates so that they get the grant, they manage the activity. So a lot of people ask me, why can't you open up membership for all over India? No, people interested, they can become members. But I want to strengthen the ecosystem by strengthening the local organization, so that they have their own membership base. They can do like how ELIP has done. So it is always you are close to local organizations. Like we have in Karnataka, Awake, in Mave is there, in Madhya Pradesh, like that. So those associations can take our best practices, technologies, incubation support, whatever, and strengthen their membership base. I am one person who believes in decentralization.
Awesome.
No, I never say the whole world should come to ELIP. Everywhere we should create the ecosystem, what we are doing here.
So how do you think eGrowth can support you?
eGrowth. Yeah, we can network and we can share our experiences. Maybe we can, even you are good in with the marketing support and other areas which we can take advantage. In the same way, if you have participants who are interested in utilizing our incubation facility, technology transfer, we are also partnering with NRDC in giving technologies. There are more than 50,000 technologies available today. And we have a franchise which is supported by NRDC. So these can be shared with eGrowth, so that maybe whoever choose today, what the need of the day is, two things is empowering women, just by giving them information is not enough. A technology transfer, technology in the sense it plays a very vital role. I was just reading one book, when electricity came, it became so expensive to get an electric pole laid, when I started my industry, I had to spend more than, in those days, 1 lakh. But today, the technology has given you, the cost has minimized. In the same way, the computer, when we purchased, it was expensive. after a few days, everybody adopted technology. The computer is now reasonably priced. Same thing should happen, you know, you should get into technology in every sphere of life, you know, use technology so that the cost is minimized and you are viable in the market. This is what women need to learn. So I feel we can play a very important role here. Jointly, we can organize some programs with
That'd be really
corporate
great. Yeah.
support. Yeah. Tell them.
Yeah. So we'd love to work on some joint engagement.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Ma'am, what made you to work for others?
Maybe see, I'm made of different stuff. My mother, you know, she's just a 7th class passed. She started a school for socially backward and those people, and then she started a working women's hostel for women. A bandage cloth industry way back 50 years back she started for women, and there is a and she is a recipient of President's Award for Best Social Worker, and she is just 7th class passed, and she could do so much. And now in my house it used to be like this, you know, all the time talking about giving to others, what we can do tomorrow, what how we can help them. These are the things my father used to discuss, my mother used to discuss. So I never, I mean, when I went through the whole lot of difficult days, I thought, oh, why should women go through all this? An individual entrepreneur, if there's no ecosystem prevalent, how they can survive in this business world, particularly women. This made me think, you know, you should help them with the knowledge, you know, because luckily for me, I've been taken into various national boards. I'm also the task force member of the Prime Minister for micro, small, medium enterprises. So it gave me a lot of knowledge on various projects. That knowledge needs to be transferred.
Yeah.
So I can't keep it to myself. So in the form of ELIP, you know, I try to transfer and support the thousands of women in moving forward. Recently, we started a small cluster for 7 entrepreneurs in socks manufacturing. And you know, their investment is just 1 lakh, and they got 25 lakhs. And under PMEGPY, they got a subsidy in that. That is, again, they got 5 lakh subsidy and 1 lakh investment, and 19 or 17 lakhs bank loan under CGTMSME scheme. Within 5 years, they are going to repay. With 1 lakh investment, they are making a turnover. I mean, they are making a profit of 30,000 rupees per month. Is it not great? Why I'm saying this is, this is possible through Government of India schemes, but how many of them are aware? We need to bring them together. We have to create a platform, give them the access to these schemes, so that everybody, you know, have at least a little bit of income generated. So if you just see 50% of the population in our country generates income, what will happen to our growth, our GDP growth? What will happen? So this is what I mean. So this made me think, and we made this organization. Our only main objective is to make income for women entrepreneurs and make them sustainable businesses. I don't say that there are no difficulties in this. You all know that, you know, micro, small, they fail. But even if they fail, also nothing wrong, because we can again start.
Ma'am,
so this is how
you are such a good lady. When you are telling other ladies that without disturbing your own duties in the family, you should grow. Then why you are focusing only on growth of women? Why what we should do?
Growth of women means, sir, what I can tell you is,
why so gender discrimination? Why so gender discrimination? Why we cannot get benefit of your knowledge?
Sir, you know, you are, I mean, you're such a learned person, you know, it's so difficult for a girl to step out of the house and start business. As a father, you will not accept. Huh? And if she is married, as a husband, he will not accept. Who will support her? You just tell me. So there need an ecosystem which supports that kind of a girl who moves out of the house after engineering, after 10th class. She wants to do something. There's nobody there, the husband says, oh, keep quiet, why do you spend money? Don't waste money, my money. This is how typical Indian husband talks. So in that scenario, what we give is confidence. Both wife and husband comes to our office. They keep on talking about it. Then I tell them, like this, you just have to invest this much. There is a project like this. You can make your wife do. She's a hardworking. She got a skill. She got an understanding. Let her try. So that's how they believe. And this ecosystem is really relevant for women. Men, I don't know. I don't think it is required.
So we are at 4 o'clock, and I will request for an extension for another 10 minutes because the conversation has just started.
Okay then. Yeah.
So I think so. Atulji is waiting for this kind of a debate only, right?
Yeah. So I came across a post a couple of days back wherein it said that it takes 4 years for a person to become an engineer. And you can never make him a person again.
Yeah.
So this is what engineers are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like Atul. ऐसा बोलते हैं कि सिविल में जो बिगड़ा वो मिलिट्री में जाके सुधरता है, लेकिन जो मिलिट्री में जाके बिगड़ा वो कभी नहीं सुधरता है.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So ma'am, I would like to spend some more time with you to explore how is it that we can work together. There's a lot that you've cultivated over a period of time. And be generous to other genders also, as Shripatji said.
No problem.
So we do take the ownership that over so many centuries, over so many millennia, we have been unjust to the women, but that's okay. Please forgive us.
No. Maybe see, every coin has got two sides, You can't say you are injustice. It's what like if you look at Puranas and all, women are given the rightful place. Women used to manage the chest box, the whole keys, pertaining to finance is given to women. What else can you give? Tell me. That thing is only in the recent years, there's a sea of change, like people trying to have a male-dominated society. I don't say that, the whole system is because of the weakness what we have physically. I think we are kept aside. Like, I'll give you one example to understand this point.
So I will not really say that. In Hindi, there's a saying, "Bad acha, badnaam bura." So right now, what has happened is, with whatsoever the conversation, whichever way, this badnami is something which is having a toll on the entire piece. Because if men were so bad, women still marry men, right?
Yeah. And
if women were not that good, men still marry women.
Yeah, true.
Means women
if you say women are not good, you will not have dinner today.
Exactly. Can you see? So that is like you say something and it can be, and you can be held on ransom for that.
So we are both, we accept that it is, we need to play our own roles.
Absolutely.
Initially itself, I said, we feel proud to be a mother and a wife. We never say that we are shredding from our responsibilities. But women can do other things also. And a good income is what we need to look at it as something which, initiative to be taken in a big way. So this is what we are focusing on.
Absolutely.
Not to belittle men, or I never say that women are less, men are less, or women are great, or something like that. They are like two wheels of a cart or something. We need to move forward together. So this is how we feel.
But few points I have to agree with the main. So women as the only women, they can do the things. So sometimes males also take out the responsibility from their shoulders, and the women has to take the responsibility, and she has to grow her children independently, and the things are going on nowadays.
Yeah, our Indian family system itself is wonderful.
Yeah.
It gives you who takes what responsibility. But still, going together is very important for the family.
Yeah.
We need to live for our family, not for our own self.
Yeah.
So with this, I think more of in business also. Again, I'm quoting, once when I went to a bank, the bank manager said, we are very happy to extend credit to women because when they borrow, they have a very good commitment to repay the loan.
Yeah,
exactly. That will not happen with a male entrepreneur. That's what a banker said.
Ma'am, one question is there, small, just I would like to ask you. Some people have joined all across India, and how can they join ALIP?
Just I told you, the membership is there. It's open to anybody.
Is there any
there are three
franchisees?
categories, like individuals, like professionals also can become members under individual category, and partnerships, private limited companies also can become under institutional if they belong to one association, like some kind of small association. As an association, they can become and take information from us and pass it to their members. That's how they can take.
Deviji, can we get your cell number or connect?
I'll share. I will share with you, sir. I will share.
Invite
you can share.
Would like to invite you. As we have one Section 8 company, and recently we have started a woman wing for that particular company. Where we believe in coexistence. We have a networking organization where entire business people, male, female, both, join together and share references and opportunities.
Yeah.
On that, there are some businesses which are female dominated as such, though there is no business which is male dominated, but there are some businesses which are female dominated, and we want our female members to grow in that direction. So I would like to invite you to speak with our girls of Women Wing.
Certainly, sir. I'll be there.
Can I get your number?
After this, I think COVID lockdown things are coming. I hope by God's grace, we would like to meet people. Now presently we are locked down at home.
Presently we can arrange a meeting on Zoom also with you.
No problem. We can meet, and there's no issue at all. And
please share your connect on chat.
Yeah. There are other programs which are happening with our organization, like food processing, biotechnology, all these. They're all 1 week programs, which information my CS will share with you. Whenever it's happening, we share with eGrowth so that they can pass the information to their members.
Perfect. We'll definitely do that.
Yeah.
Ma'am, any message for women entrepreneur?
Yeah, that's a wonderful period. What I call is a golden period for women entrepreneurs. There's a lot of opportunities. Just you have the right skills, like even inbuilt skills like patience. This kind of what I said. Like when you borrow, you are a very good repayment. Also happens with women. That gives confidence to the bankers. So this is the right time to venture into entrepreneurship. And government is looking at participation of women in a big way. Like I would like to mention here, Ministry of Food Processing has come forward with small entrepreneurship program called for existing unorganized women in food processing. They want to give them bank loans, give them common facilities, give them a subsidy of 35%. If they start their enterprise, if already started their enterprise, but to get it organized, like going for a FASI certification, packaging improvement, or technology transfer, all this can be taken under micro enterprise development of food processing ministry. If you see the ministry website, you'll get all the information. This is for 2 lakh women in India, they are going to do it. So great opportunity like that everywhere, every ministry is offering something special for women. So take the lead. There are challenges in the system, but we try to overcome. We are not alone. We are together. So believe in one thing. Teamwork will really help us, and staying connected will also give you a lot of information. So take advantage of the whole scenario and challenges, and start your enterprise, or you need support, you can always contact us, and through eGrowth also we'll try to support. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And
Thank
ma'am,
you.
what is your message for the entrepreneurs who are not women? who are not that patient, who are not that patient,
I know.
who are
What
not
I
that
mean
evolved.
is now, no,
Got it,
because see, everywhere entrepreneurship is happening in India today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because there are, I don't want to specifically mention the countries' names, but everybody will look at India as an investment destination. So great opportunity for men. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank
Okay. So let's complete it for the day. Thank you, ma'am. You've really made our day, and it was really a pleasure to listen to you. Haji. Sorry. Haji.
No problem, no problem. I just say a few lines to wind up the sessions. Kamzor nahi tu komal hai. कमजोर नहीं तू, कोमल नहीं तू, कमजोर भी नहीं है और कोमल भी नहीं है, और शक्ति का नाम ही नारी है, दुनिया को जन्म देने वाली, दुनिया पे तू भारी है.
Thank you. It's a nice this thing. See you. Bye.
Need your connect, ma'am. Please.
We'll share it.
Yeah.
We'll share it offline.
They will share with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.